Most of us have been hiking or on a walk and seen a salamander or lizard scurry by. Sometimes we try to catch it or investigate it, but most of the time we just let them move on. While some people might use the terms interchangeably, there is a clear difference between a salamander and a lizard, and one of the easiest ways to identify the difference is through their skin. Salamanders have wet, smooth skin, while lizards have dry, scaly skin. The word salamander means fire lizard, which is ironic given that they are very different from lizards. It came from early Roman times. Because the salamanders would often lay in or under wet logs, they would scurry out when placed on a fire. Since Romans didn't know any better, they called them salamanders, and the name stuck. They can be completely aquatic, amphibious, or completely terrestrial. Salamanders play a vital role in ecosystems as an indicator species. Indicator species allow scientists to study one species in particular, which expresses the overall health of an ecosystem. Salamanders' skin and eggs are very permeable, which allows forms of toxins or pollutants to pass through, harming the salamanders. If an ecosystem has a healthy salamander population, it demonstrates the water is clean and suggests that other species in that ecosystem are also doing well. In North America, there are plenty of different salamander species, but one of the most important and most well known species lives across the Atlantic Ocean. The fire salamander is a yellow and black amphibian that lives all across Europe, and it is a common pet. For those of you following along at home, since their name is the fire salamander, translated, their name is fire lizard. The name fire salamander comes from their coloration and how it looks like flames on their backs. The fire salamander's bright colors are a sign of aposematism, which is the salamander warning predators it is not worth eating or attacking. The yellow spot coloration coincides with the areas of the body where the poison glands are located. The toxins in the poison affect the nervous system of the predator and can often cause paralysis, muscle convulsion, and in large enough doses, death. Fire salamanders share the same moist skin that other amphibians possess. To make sure they can keep their skin from drying out while living on land, they have exclusive habitats of wet, cool forests and areas near streams. Fire salamanders prefer to live in deciduous forests, which are very common in Europe. Fire salamanders are also only active on rainy days or at night, which is why they are rarely seen by people. Fire salamanders have a variable diet, which ranges from insects to spiders and all the way to earthworms. The fire salamander has a small set of teeth in both their upper and lower jaws, and they use this to kill their prey. The salamander first launches at its dinner, sinking its teeth into its prey. This salamander in particular slowly chews and swallows the earthworm, even as the earthworm continues its failed escape attempt. These amphibians aren't just aggressive when it comes to their food. As once mating season comes around, they form territories and attack any other male who supposedly comes onto their borders. They use everything on their body from their head to their tail when fighting. This fighting continues until one of the males comes out on top, and the other male often doesn't make it out at all. The winner of this fight wins the territory, and often the female. While the fire salamander has a lot of potential predators, their colorations and poison are useless against their most threatening enemy. Batrachochytrium salamandrivorans, or B-sal, is a fungus that produces spores that feed on the salamander's skin, and it has wiped out entire salamander populations. In the Netherlands, within 3 years of this mysterious disease being noticed, 96% of the fire salamander population was dead. After a lot of research and searching, scientists believe that B-sal originated in Asia and spread to Europe through unregulated international trade. B-sal existed in Asia and didn't cause any issues, but European salamanders had no genetic predisposition and were highly vulnerable to the fungus. While B-sal is a relatively new discovery, its close relative BD, or Batrachochytrium dendrobatidis, has been affecting frogs for over 20 years. Both BD and B-sal produce the same disease, chytridiomycosis, which creates spores that feed on the skin of frogs and salamanders. With B-sal being so deadly, and with no cure or way to treat it, scientists are becoming more and more aggressive in their ways of detecting the fungus. All over the world, scientists are swabbing salamanders and trying to track the path of B-sal and prevent it from coming to North America. If this fungus were to make its way to North America, which has the most diversity and highest concentration of salamanders of all continents, the result would be tragic. It is believed that over half of the known species of salamanders would be at high risk for contracting the fungus. There are protective measures in place, and scientists are quarantining any salamander that is believed to have the fungus. Whether through quarantining or through euthanasia, scientists are doing their best to help ensure the population of fire salamanders in Europe and all the native species in North America are safe. The effects of bee sal are seen worldwide, and it is becoming more and more important to research and record all salamanders who have the fungus. Doing so can help protect salamanders all over the world and prevent large populations of salamanders from becoming near extinct, like what happened in the Netherlands. Without regulations on trade, people unknowingly spread bee sal from Asia, where it already existed without harm, to naive European salamander species. Because of the introduction of new species into stable environments, BD and bee sal have been able to thrive and devastate existing frog and salamander populations. This demonstrates why we should try to regulate the movement of species, as we are notoriously bad at knowing if a species will be invasive and harmful to other populations, which was definitely the case with this vital indicator species native to Europe.